In this video, I'm going to share with you how to win friends and how to attract people into your life that you value. And I think that that begins with starting with understanding your own values, what you value in other people, what qualities you value in other people and what qualities you don't. And from that foundation, you're in a better position to draw friends into your life that will actually be beneficial to you, and you will do it with from a genuine heart, and people will really gravitate to you because you're a genuine person and they just see that you're true within your nature, that you're not a faker. And this is actually in response to a Evan Carmichael video. He published this week a video which featured Warren Buffett, and in this video Warren Buffett talked about how to identify the kind of person that you want to be. You have to identify what it is that you love and what it is that you hate. And what Warren Buffett said was the way to do that was to actually think of 5 friends that you really enjoy spending time with and 5 people that you actually hate. And he said, from that reference point, identify 5 qualities that your friends have that you really love, and then the 5 qualities that you really despise. And so what I did is that on a post-it note, and this is what I recommend that you do, is step number 1 on a post-it note, write, qualities that I love, and literally do like 5 little lines for 5 different friends, things that you love on the post-it note. And then on a separate post-it note, okay, 5 people that you hate and why it is that you hate them. Now, you don't absolutely have to hate them, I guess, but you can dislike them or whatever. But identify those 5 qualities that you value and 5 qualities that you don't. And in doing so, you can identify the values that you have and what you despise. And then that gives you something to work towards. That gives you a starting point from which to grow, to improve yourself. And what I want to do in this video is very briefly share with you mine. And this is essentially what I have. Okay, so this is my 5 friends qualities. And so here, I listed my friend Miranda. The one quality that I love about her is that she's a lot of fun to be around. I really enjoy hanging out with her, and when I want to have fun and enjoy myself, even though I live in Korea and she lives in Canada, she lives in Ontario, she's doing her PhD. That I love spending time with her, and she's a lot of fun to be around. So being fun is something that I really value. I love being around people. That's one of the qualities that I value, is enjoying myself with that person. Next, my friend Beth. I really like being with Beth because I learn a lot of things from her. And we have conversations that enable me to learn things that I didn't know before. And for that reason, Beth and I have gone traveling together. We spent a month in Thailand. We've traveled out to Japan together, and we did, I think, about 3 years of our degree together. She did it in Hispanic studies, and I did it in Greek and Roman studies. And so we studied Latin together for quite a while, and we remained friends. And one thing that I absolutely love about her is she's bloody smart, and I really enjoy listening to her points of view and her opinions on things. Next, my sister Vivian. I really love spending time with Vivian because, and what I've listed here is that she gives a deep analysis of challenges. And so whenever I've been through particularly challenging situations, and And that's happened quite a few times, I guess, since living here in Korea, particularly when, when you have your support network in a different country. My sister lives in England, and so, I mean, that's a completely different topic, is, having a really good support network. But I will say that being able to break down a situation with my sister and try to understand it from a more objective perspective is something that I really value in my sister, and I also experienced that with my friend Van as well. In fact, what I have noticed is there's a lot of overlap between the qualities between my friends, and a lot of them have similar qualities, and so I'm noticing that there's definitely a pattern in terms of the qualities that I value. Now, my friend Sue, she's my Korean friend here, and I like Sue because she's really adventurous. Like, we've travelled out to Jeonju together, and we'll go hiking together. She'll go, she'll enjoy a night of drinking on Friday night and still come out hiking with me on Saturday, and she has this kind of energy that I really like, and I love doing things with her, like going on this trip or going on that trip, experiencing things together, and that's one thing I really like about Sue. Anyway, my last one is Maximo, my boyfriend, and one quality that I really like about him is that, and actually this is one of the things I really liked from the very beginning when I first met him, and continues, is that he's a really deep listener. And I find that when I talk about something that's important, he's actively listening and taking in what I'm saying, and I feel significant to him when he really is listening with understanding, like really listening, and I feel heard. And there's so many people out there that just don't really listen. They just kind of, like, it's a surface kind of, oh yeah, and then they'll just continue saying what they want to say, but Maximo is able to really deeply listen when I talk about something particularly that's important, and I really, really, really love that characteristic. For me, that's a really important quality. Now, let's get into the qualities that I do not. The qualities that I do not value, and therefore do not want to be like this. And I'm not going to mention names, but these are from 5 different people that I do know. I'm not going to say they're my friends, because actually, they're not my friends. There are people that I've had to engage with or do engage with for various reasons. All right, number 1, disingenuous. Somebody that's just not genuine. Like, you speak to them and they're like, oh, and they're fake. Like, it's like you're talking to a robot that just doesn't give a shit about what you're saying, or is incapable of surface conversation, is incapable of anything but, like, small talk, and you can't really engage with them on meaningful topics, and you don't trust them. You just don't trust them. You don't believe that they have your best interests at heart, and so if somebody gives you that feeling that you just don't trust them, they don't seem genuine, why would you ever want to tell them anything that's important to you? You kind of almost want to, step away and not give them a chance to get to know you. And that has happened to me, is that I've trusted people that really didn't deserve my trust. And so this is one quality that I really turns me off, is disingenuous people. Number two, for me, I really I really hate complaining. I can't stand to be around somebody that's just complaining the entire time. I remember when I was in Jordan, and there was somebody there. We were doing an archaeological excavation in Aqaba. Oh, sorry, just outside Aqaba, in a location called Humaima, which is between Aqaba and Petra. And there was one of the archaeologist students there, and she just complained and complained and complained about the temperature and the heat. And we were all told in advance, hey, Jordan is a bloody hot country, just be prepared for the the humidity and the temperature. But every time I bumped into her, she complained about the heat, and I just found myself wanting to avoid her for the whole month and a half that we were there. And it isn't just with this particular lady. It was also with, I've had other friends that, complain over and over and over again, usually about the same topic, and I feel down. I feel like they're zapping any positivity and drawing it out of me like a succubus, and anyway, I can't be around somebody that just complains a lot. I just can't. I'm a really positive person, and I cannot stand listening to complaining for too long. Number three, somebody that's defensive and unpredictable. I dated somebody that was defensive and unpredictable. Like, I never knew when he was going to snap, and as a result, I developed anxiety because I didn't know how he might react if I did something. I wasn't sure. I had to be so careful about, almost like, treading on, what's the expression, treading on glass, or where you're just so worried that you're going to offend them, and then they're just going to blow up, and you anyway, and also the defensiveness, like constantly, like, they these people feel like you're out to attack them or whatever, and that they're not open to believing that you have their best interests at heart. For whatever reason, they're just not open. They're not open to a friendship or a romance or whatever the case is. And I can't be with a partner or with a, or have a friend that I can't predict, how they're going to act, because this defensive kind of explosive character just comes out. I feel so anxious about it that I can't. In Spanish we say soportar eso. I can't support that kind of those kind of interactions, and I just needless to say, I'm no longer with that person. Lack of sensitivity to others. That's number 4. When people say things that can hurt other people's feelings, and they just, either they lack empathy or sympathy, or they're so maybe self-absorbed, or want to be the center of attention, because they crave that, they crave other people's attention to them, that they're willing to put other people down, or say things that could hurt their feelings. And And I happen to be a sensitive person. So, anyway. So lack of sensitivity, I think that sensitivity is an incredibly important human characteristic, and something that I really want to manifest myself. Last but not least, cutting somebody off repeatedly while they're talking. When somebody interrupts again and again and again and again, it's like saying, the person that's interrupting is effectively saying, what I have to say and my opinion is more important, and therefore I'm going to interject and talk over whatever your opinion is, because my opinion is superior. And so by doing that, you make that the other person feels unvalued, feels insignificant. And when you make other people feel insignificant, the last thing they want to do is be your friend, because they feel like kind of trodden, into the mud kind of thing. Like, I'm not worth your time. And Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence Others, that's one of the staple things that he talks about, is making others feel significant. And you don't do that when you constantly cut them off. And so being aware enough, self-aware enough to notice, if you're cutting somebody off repeatedly, you need to draw awareness to that, because it's a nasty habit, especially if you're on the receiving end of that. For me, it bothers me, and this is one thing that I don't like, and if I have a friend that does it, I might not stay their friend, Anyway, these are the particular characteristics, or the qualities that I found, 5 qualities that I like and that I dislike, and that I know that in order to win friends and attract people into my life that I value, I have to know what qualities that I myself value, and therefore, to avoid being a hypocrite, I need to be self-aware enough to actually be reminding myself of what it is that I value, to implement those in my own communication with others. So while the first step might be to take a pen and paper and write down, literally, even if you don't write everything down today, the way that I started was literally take a piece of paper, stick it in a book, and write down things I like, and then on the other one, things I don't like, qualities I don't like, and start with your friends. As Warren Buffett suggested, start with, what do you like in other people? What don't you like? Take that first step. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, whenever you get to it, then you'll begin writing it down. And once you start, it's hard to stop. You'll come up with 5, believe me, 5 are things that you like, 5 are things that you don't. Once you understand what it is that you value, next is actually taking action. And what I find works for me is to actually leave a post-it note available for me to actually read, so that I can actually reread this and have it somewhere, even if it's putting it on your door, putting it on your cupboard in your kitchen, whatever, so that you can remember what it is that you value and begin to implement those into your life, and notice whether it begins to make a difference in terms of who you attract into your life, and who gets to stay and who should actually be leaving. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video. I'm going to add a few social media links, like my link to my Facebook page, my website travelandtash.com, and also my latest book release on relationships, available on Amazon. So hit the bell to get notifications for when I produce videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.